The hell wrong with this thing?
A round of applause for jokes so funny you might shit your drawers. Tearing down the stage, destroying the scene. Black got a routine, it's so mean. How could a ratchet comedian perform at a church with a set so fresh, so clean? Versatile with a style that can't be touched. Any stage black on, he
rips it up.
The haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Black gon' find their ass any fucking way. Check out the YouTube page for comedy and skits are coming soon to a city near you. My nigga, BLAQ. What the fuck you gon' do? Laugh so hard you chip your fucking tooth. Black be on that funny shit like monkeys throwing circus poop. Black Rosebud.
The hell is
Black Rosebud? You want them? He got them. Black Rosebud. He clowning, got you laughing at. Black Rosebud.
What the hell is wrong with this?
Them. He got them. Black Rosebud.
Isn't it kind of a provocative comment?
Got you laughing at. Black Rosebud.
I can't do it home. The hell is wrong with my computer? I can't do a whole screen. The hell is wrong with this? Okay, I done something wrong because wait a minute, y'all. I found out some secrecies and shit. I don't know if y'all like the minister Farrakhan or not, but I don't know what the hell is wrong with my preview window. Let me stop this thing and see what that do. Okay, that won't do. What the hell is wrong with this thing? Okay, is this it? No, that's not it. Sorry, we're going through some technical difficulties. This thing won't slide the hell over. Let me see the rendering, whatever the hell this is. OMG, I might have to start this video. Look at this. I can't even do this. The hell is wrong with this? I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if that will work. No, let me see. Preview quality. That won't work. The hell? Do I gotta close? Let me close this thing and come on back. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me close this thing and come on back. I ain't never had this experience before. Save project. This was gonna be a fun show, but I may have to cancel it. Ain't that a bitch? Oh yes. Hold on. Now let me cancel the thing and bring it back. Bring it back. Let me cancel it and bring it back. I have to do another song. Let me cancel it and bring it back. Boom. Okay. Another song. We're gonna do it like from the beginning. Like the show ain't never done. Like the show ain't never started. You act like the show ain't never started.
Black Rosebud. You want them? He got them.
Cancel the first show. Cancel the first song. You can hear the first song.
Black Rosebud. You want them? He got them. Black Rosebud.
It's still doing it.
He clowning, got you laughing at. Black Rosebud.
It's still doing it. Y'all gonna have to skip me. This show is not gonna go on.
A round of applause for jokes so funny you might shit your drawers. Tearing down the stage, destroying the scene. Black got a routine. It's so
I'm sorry, y'all.
How could a ratchet comedian perform at a church with a set so fresh, so clean? Versatile with a style that can't be touched. Any stage black on, he rips it up. The haters gonna hate, players gonna play. Black gon' clown their ass any fucking way.
Well, it's not.
Check out the YouTube page for comedy and skits.
I don't know what's going on.
Soon to a city near you. My nigga, BLAQ.
I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Laugh so hard you chip your fucking tooth. Black be on that funny shit like monkeys throwing circus poop.
This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Let me see, can I do it like this? Let me see what it work like this if I double tap it.
You made kind of a provocative comment in your new.
Okay, if I double tap it, maybe we can work it like this. I got to work it like this. This is not even the skit. This is the skit I'm working on. It's about Joe Biden, how Joe Biden transformed all of his policies. How he went from how he switched up on abortions, how he switched up on immigration. This is gonna be a good skit when I finish it right here. This is gonna be a good skit right here. It's gonna be a good skit.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, I'm glad you asked.
It's about
because I think it's one of the most.
It's about black civil rights. This is gonna be a good skit right here. I'm almost finished.
You make kind of a provocative comment in your new book here, Mugged, and I think it's on page 151. You write that various groups, feminists, gay rights groups, and those who are defending immigrants have commandeered the black civil rights experience.
Yes.
This one I'm working on right now.
Because I think it's one of the most important points of the book.
Okay, I got that part. I got Joe Biden with abortion up in here.
Think that who don't support Roe v. Wade.
I got that, how he switched up on abortion. I got how Joe Biden switched up on gay marriage.
With men marrying men and women marrying women.
I got how he switched up on gay marriage. What else I got up on here? Hold up.
Few youth had considered suicide.
I said the gay rights. How he switched up, I got how he switched up on
are so far away from Latinos. They're going to lose not only this election.
I got how he switched up on immigration. I got how he switched up on Afghanistan.
Arrest. There's no way for us to know.
That's the border still.
From countries to set
the
chief of American troops.
I got how he switched up on American citizen. Remember you was talking about that bounty Russian probe shit. Oh, what I would do if I was president. Oh, what I would do against. Remember, the Taliban supposedly had the Russian hits on the United States. They were supposed to be paid by the Russians to do the hit on the United States. Now all of a sudden you working with them? Listen to this.
In a dangerous theater of war, has known about this for months.
Remember that? The Taliban? I got that. I got that up in here. It's going to be a good skit right here. It's going to be a good skit.
Taliban continuing to cooperate and allow access to the.
Oh, I got that. Oh, it's going to be a good skit.
And an Air Force.
Oh, it's going to be a good skit. But let me get to the original skit. Since this skit going to take so damn long, let me get to the original skit. This is it right here. I don't know if it's any Farrakhan fans up in here. Do anybody like the Minister Farrakhan up in here? Anybody liking it? I hope it do the full story, because if it don't, we asked out. Let me see. Oh man. Let me see.
This episode, we'll see how an intervention.
Have anybody up in here listened to the Minister Louis Farrakhan? Now, I don't know if it's a couple of racist sons of bitches watching this channel up in here right now that's don't like the Minister Farrakhan. I don't like the Minister Farrakhan, but I'm not racist. But I have to admit, Minister Farrakhan came with some facts, and you know how everything revolves. Everything comes around, goes around, and what goes around comes around, whatever that shit is, right? But the same thing going on right now is the same thing been going on back in the day. So when the reason why the Gold Star members want the transcripts released to show that other countries have something to do with 9/11 is the same reason why the other countries wanted to see who helped the Afghanistani troops and the Taliban help with the Russians. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I'm going to explain it in this video. It's too much for me to explain right now. I just got this video together like in the last 20 minutes. That's why I had to delay the thing 30 minutes. I don't even know if it's edited right, but I'm going to work with it. Let's see.
Intervention by the Soviet Union marked the beginning of a decade-long war against U.S.-backed rebels with over 1 million dead and 7 million refugees. A country that had shown some promise would remain a failed state for decades to come, suffering years of civil war, terror, and severe human rights abuses long after the occupying power left. The fallout from the conflict would have political repercussions that would be the cause of many of the world's wars and tragedies in the early 21st century. That conflict is the Soviet-Afghan War.
The Soviet-Afghan War. How can I skip it? Skip it. Skip this. I want to do the whole preview.
How did we get involved?
Here we go.
In Afghanistan.
How? Look, Louis Minister Farrakhan is talking the truth. I'm gonna make you racist sons of bitches that's watching this video like Louis Farrakhan today. We all racist in our own way. We all some racist son of a bitches. But a couple of y'all didn't like Louis Farrakhan. But now y'all are about to agree with him. I'm gonna make you fucking agree with Louis Farrakhan. That's how good I am. I'm gonna make you say, damn, Louis Farrakhan is telling the truth. Damn. Louis Farrakhan not all that bad. I'm going to turn a couple of you motherfuckers Muslim tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to switch a couple of you motherfuckers religion. I ain't going to have you motherfuckers joining no terror group or no shit like that. But some of you motherfuckers finna revert to Muslimic tonight. Islamic, Muslimic, whatever the fuck it is. You about to revert. Right? Now, listen, Farrakhan said, how did we get into Afghanistan? Now, I want somebody to tell me, is the war, you see this day, it say 2009. How is it 2021 and we're doing the exact same shit under a different umbrella with the same administration? Huh? Look, I break news before Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, all that shit. Somehow, some way, you're going to see some of this shit regurgitating around 9/11. Some way, somehow, somebody going to get this and run with it, and you're going to see it regurgitating on some kind of fucking news network. But remember when you saw it here first.
Did you know that Osama bin Laden was paid by the CIA?
Everybody know that. Osama bin Laden was paid by the CIA. Everybody know that. Huh? Who didn't know up in the chat that Osama bin Laden was paid by the CIA? There's a lot of niggas didn't know Osama bin Laden was paid by the CIA. You see how Joe Biden talk about Osama bin Laden all the time? We killed him. We done this. We done an airstrike. We win. The only reason we win Afghanistan is for Osama bin Laden. Remember, he always say that. You paid the nigga. Osama bin Laden was on your payroll. What you mean? You sent him to Afghanistan. You sent this man to a place where you can kill him? No wonder these motherfucking Muslims mad. You paid this man, sent him somewhere to defend something, then called the nigga terrorist. Hey, you ain't heard it from me. I'm just saying.
You didn't know. You didn't know.
You didn't know.
Well, let's just get a little talk of it. See, Afghanistan is a Muslim country, and socialists and communists had started ruling Afghanistan.
Socialists and communists, two things we do not like as racist sons of bitches on this page. As racist sons of bitches, I'm a black racist, you a white racist, and there's a Mexican racist, and hopefully some Asian racists on this page. But we do not. Oh, my bad. Let me rewind it just a little bit more. Just a little bit.
You didn't know. Well, let's just get a little talk of it. See, Afghanistan is a Muslim country, and socialists and communists had started ruling Afghanistan.
Russia is the communist. United States is the socialist. Huh? So you come into a Muslim country and try to spread socialism and communism together as one. One part of the country claiming socialism, the other part claiming communism. He's speaking the truth, y'all, so far. He's speaking the truth on the Taliban in Afghanistan.
Indy Nidell. Welcome to Battlefields. Since even before the time of Alexander the Great, the empires of the world have sought to control Afghanistan. Rich in culture and natural beauty, this mountainous country occupies a strategic position between the Middle East, Central Asia, and India.
Huh? Hey, look, if we was getting a war with China, Afghanistan would be a perfect place. Pakistan, Afghanistan would be a perfect place. Why we give up Afghanistan when we had good closeness or whatever the fuck you call it, you know what I'm saying, and good proximity to China and Pakistan. Pakistan is paying for shit. Iran is paying for shit. You right up in here. Look at this good territory right here. You can keep your eye on everybody. Why give this up?
In the 19th century, Afghanistan was at the center of the Great Game between the British and Russian empires, and Afghanistan finally gained its full independence in 1919. The Kingdom of Afghanistan was neutral during World War II and the Cold War, though both the United States and Soviet Union tried to woo the Afghans by financing
United States and the Soviet Union, communism and socialism in a Muslim country. Think about this. No wonder these motherfuckers mad. If you was Muslim and a motherfucker come over here and try to preach some shit to you and say, look, this is the way you gonna be, and fuck what you believe in, fuck your religion, fuck your Bible, fuck your Quran, fuck your country, this is our shit, and this is what you gonna believe in, and we gonna force it on you, you gonna be mad too. Like, hold on, we didn't sign up for this.
Infrastructure and building projects within the country.
So the Muslims now, this is a period of Islamic revival all over the world. And the Muslims are rising up to come back to the pristine purity.
Huh? I edited this fucked up, so I gotta explain it to you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta kind of put it together and connect the dots. So the Muslims, after getting hit with all this socialism and communism, they want to get back to their pristine self. They want to get back to being fucking Muslims. Like, if I'm a tiger, I want to be a motherfucking tiger. Put me in the motherfucking jungle. But they saying, no, we want you to be a kitten. The motherfucker say, no, I'm a motherfucking lion. Don't rub me. Don't put me on your motherfucking lap. Put me in the motherfucking jungle, baby. But they say, nah, we want you to calm down. So these motherfuckers, lions getting riled up. Like, hold on, you motherfuckers getting mad because we want to come back to our pristine religion. That's like if some Muslim come over here and made all of us Muslim, we be like, hold on, we want to get back to our Christian values. We want to get back into women are equal. We want to get back to loving thy neighbor. We want to get back to that shit, right? But if you're going to make us say, fuck your wife and put a sheet over her head and your kids can't do this and your wife ain't got no rights, we're going to reject that. The same as them. They reject it. Even though we may not understand it, that's what their religion is. That's what their country is in. That's what their fucking lifestyle is. You can't go over there and tell these motherfuckers how to live their life, even though you may think it's wrong. This is not, look, I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about the politicians, because it's not the country that's fucked up. It's the politicians that's fucked up. So I can talk about all the fucked up decisions that the United States made because it was fucked up. The people didn't make it. We were deceived into believing certain shit, right? We fought and sent our kids over there, right? But we wasn't part of the decision making. We was part of the footwork and the soldier and the structure and the aftermath and the voting and the financing. We was all for all that. But they was tricking us. They was fucking over these Afghanistani people, you know what I'm saying? And then saying, hey man, these motherfuckers is terrorists. You'll be terrorists too. If the look, everybody go against the United States is terrorists. The motherfuckers January 6th. Look, these motherfuckers is terrorists. Everybody's don't got when you try to force a law on the motherfucker and the motherfucker rebel, all of a sudden they terrorists. These motherfuckers is terrorists. They don't like what we doing to them. They don't like we taking their guns. They don't like we taking their freedom of speech. They don't like we letting everybody vote and letting immigrants come over here. They don't like that shit. Why the fuck are they rebelling? They terrorists. You're the same motherfucking boat as these Muslims.
Of the faith. So when the Muslims rise, they challenge a socialist government. This happened in Egypt under Gamal Abdel Nasser, who was a socialist, but the Islamic Brotherhood wanted to return Egypt to Islam in its purest.
They wanted to return Egypt to Islam in its purest. You can't tell these motherfuckers they can't go back to what they originally considered pristine. Like we're trying to go back to the Bible right now, conservative, but the Democrats and liberals like nah. And we get mad like, hold on, how you going to keep us out of church? How you going to take out God? How you going to not say? How you going to choose your sex? Right? When conservatives want to go back to the pristine way, liberals like no. The liberals are the same motherfuckers telling these Afghanistans how they're going to live. They're telling us how we're going to live. They're around the world telling everybody how they're supposed to live. It's our way or no way, or it's gonna be war. They went to war with these motherfucking Muslims because the Muslims didn't want to go what they want to believe in. They going to war with us because we don't want to believe what the fuck they believe in. So we consider terrorists. Think about it. They'll do some shit to you, take away your rights, try to force something on you, and then when you rebel, you a terrorist. Wait a minute, he's fighting back here, terrorists.
Form. This is going on all over the Middle East now. So most of the moderate, in quotes, moderate Muslim leaders, they're all in trouble.
That's why that nigga had to pack up and leave. He was a moderate Muslim leader that tried to be the president of Afghanistan. The Afghanistan and Taliban wasn't having that. The nigga had to pack up and leave. This is 2009. The shit is happening today, just like it happened in 2009. The nigga came over there, hollering that moderate shit, had to pack up and leave. The Democrats keep going over there trying to do that moderate shit and got to pack up and leave.
Because the masses are rising and they want Islam, but they want it in its pure form.
They want Afghanistan, they want it in a pure form. You think it's gonna be any women in the government? You think they're gonna stop marrying little kids off to grown men? You think women gonna have any rights? They're gonna they're saying they want Afghanistan put back into its purest form before the United States was there. And then Joe Biden running around talking about human rights and women's rights. It's not gonna happen, partner. He's serious.
In the 1960s, King Mohammad Zahir Shah began to modernize and implemented a number of democratic reforms, such as
democratic reforms. What's happening in Afghanistan before this nigga left? Democratic reform. We want the women to speak. We want the women in offices. We want women lawyers and women judges and women police officers and women this and women that. The Taliban wasn't trying to have that. Soon as you motherfucker left, no, we're going back to what we believe in.
As free elections and equal political rights for all Afghan citizens. But in 1973, while he was abroad in Italy, his first cousin, former Prime Minister Mohammed Daoud Khan, staged a coup. Daoud became the first president of the new Republic of Afghanistan. During Daoud's tenure as Prime Minister and as president, women's rights improved.
Women's rights improved. What's that? Socialism, ain't it? Are you hearing what he's saying? He staged a coup and then came up and put democratic belief system and democratic government system inside of Afghanistan, inside of some Muslims, and they wasn't having it. Every time somebody tried to put something up in there, they're not having it.
Sought relationships with the outside world, and the economy experienced substantial growth. He did, however, face criticism from some ethnic minorities for his emphasis on Pashtun nationalism. His presidency was also marked by authoritarianism and restrictions on civil liberties, which left many on the political left disillusioned, as did his growing ties with the Shah of Iran and the West.
Iran and the West. Iran and the West. Look, you may not believe me, but Iran, Afghanistan, and America is in some kind of cahoots. Because how in the hell are you going to leave Afghanistan some weapons knowing where they're going to go? Remember the first time they gave Afghanistan weapons, right? They gave weapons out front, like, here go the weapons. Now, this time, they accidentally leave them. We accidentally left the weapons. They're not functional. Why the fuck is the Taliban driving them to Iran then? Why the fuck are they flying helicopters if they're non-functionable? They gave them the weapons again. Do you hear what I'm saying? They gave him the weapons again. I want to show you this part, but I don't want to fucking skip it. You know what I'm saying? I'll show it to you later. When Joe Biden said, hold on, matter of fact, I don't want to fuck it up.
On the other side of the political spectrum, and as a foreshadowing of things to come, emerging Islamist groups opposed his modernist reforms. Following the assassination of left-wing politician Mir Akbar Khyber on April 17, 1978, the Communist People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan.
Now the communists have rose. Remember, the socialists have won. Now the communists have won. So it's going back. It's going to be a communist or socialist, right? The United States and the Russians was using Afghanistan as pawns. Whose side you want to be? On our side, you want to be a communist or you want to be a socialist? Communist or socialist? Who you want to be? They sit up there playing games with this country.
The PDPA, supported by Moscow, led a coup on April 27th in which Daoud and his family were killed.
Now the Russians send in troops to kill the social president. Now the socialists going to come out and kill the Russian president. Who the socialists? The Americans giving motherfuckers guns and weapons and money to try to fight against the communists inside of Afghanistan.
The new government, led by Nur Mohammad Taraki and dominated by a PDPA faction known as the Khalq, embarked on a radical program for reforms. They promoted equality between the sexes, encouraging the education of girls and bringing women into the political sphere.
Can't do that!
The Soviets aligned with the much more moderate Parcham faction of the PDPA and finally decided to take control of the situation themselves.
So when Russia was like, okay, they were sending all these factions and things in to try to overtake Afghanistan and shit, and Afghanistan wasn't sent. It was like, fuck it, we're not fit to be no damn communists. We don't get along with that shit y'all doing. So like, fuck it, we're gonna send the troops up in there and we're gonna do it the gangster way. So the U.S., us or Russia, whatever the fuck they was called back then, say we finna send tanks and guns and helicopters and all that. We know you motherfucking mountain men can't fuck with us. But they had another thought coming. Look, ain't this just like the United States sending in trucks? I mean, fucking tanks and trucks and helicopters to try to fight a war?
On Christmas Day 1979, the Soviet Union launched an invasion of Afghanistan with 80,000 troops.
Didn't we do the same thing?
Airborne forces occupied Kabul, while ground forces entered the country from the north.
Didn't we do the same thing?
Amin sought refuge in Tajbeg Palace, still believing the Soviets were on his side, right up to the moment they had him surrounded.
Didn't Afghanistan president do the same thing? That's why he fled? Thought the Afghanistan army had his back until the Taliban was coming?
International condemnation for the invasion was swift. 34 Muslim nations adopted a resolution demanding Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Now look at this. 34 Muslim nations came together and said, look, we got to squash all our differences and get these motherfucking Russians up out of here. We can go back to fighting later, right? So think about this. When it's a jihad or whatever the fuck they call it, all the Muslim countries who was on this civil war, while you saying the Taliban, the Taliban, the ISIS, and Al Qaeda is gonna be fighting a civil war. If they come together in a jihad and have to fight a holy war against the West, all that civil war shit is cut off until the holy war is over with. So they can come together any time. And then when them three come together, other nations are going to come together. That's why they're saying terrorists are going to fly in to Afghanistan, because it's not going to be what you talk about a government or political. This shit is holy. This shit is religious. They have a bigger fucking they have a bigger, how you say, problem, a bigger fucking plateau, a bigger, I'm looking for the word, something different on their agenda. They don't have the same thing. They're in a holy fucking war. While you talking this politics and you talking about this socialism and communism, these motherfuckers are talking about jihad. They talking about Allah Akbar and all this old shit. You're dealing with a different animal.
And a similar resolution was passed by the UN General Assembly. But while the Soviets successfully occupied most of the main urban centers and lines of communication in the country, their intervention did not pacify Afghanistan. On the contrary, the disparate rebel groups and local warlords were now united in their stand against an atheist foreign invader.
Huh? They came in united against Russia while Russia had all the tanks, all the missiles, just like the United States had, right? They didn't have the unity. They didn't have the will. They didn't have the fucking I don't give a fuck mentality like these Muslims had. Will walk up and blow their motherfucking self up. I don't look. In the United States history, I have never known for somebody in the United States to tell somebody in the army or the service, strap this bomb to yourself, walk in that crowd over there, and blow yourself up. That has never been a military strategy in the United States ever. That's one of theirs. They play by different rules. They not afraid to die and take a couple of motherfuckers with them. They will die just to take 3 or 4 motherfuckers with them. It ain't even gotta be a gang of people. They would go to a dinner table and blow some shit up. Look, it was 3 Americans. Boom! I ain't gotta kill a crowd. It's 1 on 3. I done my job. I'm going to see Allah. These motherfuckers believe they're going to paradise and marry virgins. How the hell all these virgins get to heaven? How the fuck is God saving virgins? Like, you know what? We know you was supposed to be on earth, but we're gonna save you for some of the Muslims. When he come up here, he gonna be rewarded with tons of pussy. Who does that? Who believes that? I don't give a fuck if you promise me I'm going to see Biggie and Tupac and Marvin Gaye in a damn concert if I blow myself up. Nigga, that concert is gonna have to wait. I got the DVD, nigga. I got the CD. I don't need to see them that bad. You're gonna have 7 versions when you go to heaven. I'd rather deal with 3 prostitutes, nigga, if I gotta do all of that. Huh? Let's go.
Fighting a holy war.
A holy war. Did you hear him? A holy fucking war. This is not no regular war. This is a fucking holy war. Huh? When the last time the United States ever fought a motherfucking holy war? I wait. Never. They ain't never fought a motherfucking holy. You know what? I'm going to fight this war for God. Nigga, I ain't never heard nobody say, I'm going to fight for my country. I'm going to fight for my freedom, which is all righteous shit. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I ain't never heard a motherfucker saying, I'm going over there for the fight for Jesus. I ain't never heard that. I believe in God. I hope God gonna protect me. I believe in Jesus. I believe in all that, but I haven't heard nobody saying they're going to fight a war, a holy war for Jesus yet. These motherfuckers saying they fighting a holy war. So win or lose, they won. If they die, they won. They're going to heaven. You know, with virgins. If they win, they won. You know what I'm saying? Because you're leaving the fuck up out their country. So they can't lose. And they patient. Them motherfuckers wait in the mountains for 10, 20, 30 motherfucking years for you to leave. Then come out and say, yeah, fuck you motherfuckers. Get on. We was waiting for you motherfuckers to get on. Do you know a third of these motherfuckers is dead, right? Not through abortions, through war, right? Half the motherfucking Afghanistan is people under 25. I think a third of Afghanistan is motherfuckers under 25. All these hard motherfuckers are 25 or younger. All the old motherfuckers is dead.
They became known as the Mujahideen and got material and financial support from countries like Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, the United States, Turkey, and even China.
Wait a minute. So you mean Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, U.S., Turkey, and China was giving money to the Taliban to fight Russia? Say it ain't so. Why is the United States giving money to terrorists? Hold on, is this thing on? I think I accidentally pushed pause or some shit. Is this thing on? This thing on? Oh yeah, it's on. Yeah, how in the hell is look? Why in the hell is we in the bed with China and Saudi Arabia and Pakistan? These are all look. This is a fucking communist country with slaves. Turkey is next. I don't know why Hungary is Hungary. It is next to Turkey and Greece. You know what I'm saying? Turkey and Greece. It is Hungary. How the fuck is that happening? They should rearrange it. Turkey shouldn't be hungry when it's. I mean, Hungary shouldn't be hungry when it's next to Turkey and Greece. Right? Anyway, Saudi Arabia, you know, is some terrorists. Ain't that where Bin Laden come from? Then Pakistan. Need I say more? But United States, right? So you mean to tell me, out of all these groups, the United States is the only innocent one? The U.S. is the only one up in there for the right cause. All these other motherfuckers, terrorist groups, communists, fucking dictators and shit, but the only motherfucker that's in it for the righteous cause is the United States. Okay.
So the Muslims started rising in Afghanistan. And the Soviet Union did not want the Muslims to destabilize the socialist government, so they sent their troops in to take over Afghanistan.
Farrakhan ain't lying. The white man just said it. The Soviets was tired of sending other motherfuckers, so they went and done it themselves. Farrakhan is not lying. Farrakhan is not lying. He's telling you the truth. You motherfuckers gonna like Farrakhan tonight.
Enter Osama bin Laden.
Muslims from a number of different countries went to Afghanistan to join the Holy War. Most famously, a young Saudi from a rich family by the name of Osama bin Laden.
Huh? Y'all send Osama bin Laden over there. Osama bin Laden was from a rich family. He wasn't even a fighter. He wasn't even a soldier. The nigga just had rich and had ties. He was from a rich family. And guess who made Osama bin Laden family rich? The United States. The United States was paying Osama bin Laden, made him rich, sent him over there to Afghanistan, right? They called the nigga a terrorist. Watch your boy Farrakhan break it down. I'm gonna make you like Farrakhan tonight.
Mujahid. It means a struggler, a person involved in a jihad.
Yes, I wrote Mujahid initially in response to the U.S. Invasion and occupation of Afghanistan, because that was the time, of course, when the U.S. declared this crusade against forms of militant and jihadist Islam.
The United States had a crusade. They made up some shit. I'm starting to feel I miss Donald Trump because Donald Trump didn't make up shit. These people are making up shit. Donald Trump only defended shit. He didn't make up shit. Weapons of mass destruction. Let's pull out. Let's pull back in. You know what I'm saying? Let's pull out. Let's leave motherfuckers behind. He didn't do none of that. Bush, Obama, and your boy Biden all fucked up in the Afghanistan war. Donald Trump said, look, man, Donald Trump didn't have no soldiers killed in 18 months, killed two fucking Muslim terrorist leaders, right? Put restrictions on them, had the Taliban and the whole Afghanistan scared. That's the only thing Donald Trump did. Didn't pull out early, didn't leave the motherfuckers behind, didn't lie about mass destruction, weapons of mass destructions, none of that. Every other motherfucking president handled this Afghanistan situation fucked up, but not Donald Trump. He made some mistakes, but he corrected them. Right? A crusade against, look, we making up shit. We done paid this dude, and then we made up some shit.
And it was a time when people began talking about a clash of civilizations, about the West standing for enlightenment and reason and opposing itself to the forms of unreason and illiberal politics represented by something that was called jihad, Islamic radicalism of various forms. There's a very different history of the relationship between the US and a variety of forms of political Islam. And one of the main parts of that relationship has been a strong alliance between the United States and conservative Islamic.
The United States and conservative Islamics, right? Not the same as conservative Americans, right? They liberal, you know what I'm saying? But the United States only fuck with Muslims that are that have some kind of democracy the same as the United States. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of system, right? But we don't fuck with the ones that they call extreme, right? Because if you're extreme, that means you don't. It's not because you're extreme. It means you don't believe what we believe in. So you're extreme. The same way they label us conservatives as extreme, they label these motherfuckers as extreme. So guess what? If you label me extreme, I might as well act extreme because look what you're doing to me.
Forces such as those that are in power in Saudi Arabia and other parts of the Gulf.
Saudi Arabia.
I think one has to understand the reason the US came to depend on anti-democratic forces to maintain the kinds of interests and positions it had in the region, to make more sense of the rise of radical Islamic forces in the more recent period.
Or an intense struggle for God. For God. The Mujahideen that we met in Peshawar were fighting the Russians or the Soviet Union in Afghanistan.
Had no business in Afghanistan because it wasn't a war of war. It was a religious war, a holy war. So the other fractions of Muslims came to help the Afghanistan people out. It wasn't Afghanistan fighting the Russians. It was Muslim. It was the jihad fighting the Russians. The jihad defeated the Russians, not the fucking Afghanistan.
Knowing the massive advantages the Soviet army had, the Mujahideen engaged them in guerrilla war. The Soviets responded with a number of offensives. Between 1980 and 1985, they fought a series of battles in the strategic Panjshir Valley against a group of Mujahideen under Ahmad Shah Massoud, who had established a stronghold there. Concerted attacks by the Soviets would succeed in driving...
These motherfuckers out here shooting with beanies and flip-flops on. No bulletproof vests, no technical gear. They got a vest, a beanie, flip-flops. I ain't never saw... Look, these motherfuckers out here in war with flip-flops. You go to the United States, you gonna get a helmet, glasses, goggle, vest, IV, a gun holster, handcuffs, mace, knife, boots, trousers, belt. These motherfuckers is fighting with a vest, with a look. The only protection this motherfucker got on is a hoodie. He got a hoodie, a vest, and some flip flops with an AK. They don't give a fuck. How you gonna defeat them? They ain't even got no wardrobe. They don't look. United States, you gotta get fitted for your wardrobe. You get your name tag on this shit. These motherfuckers ain't got none of that. We don't look. This give me an AK, and I'm going out there to shoot some shit. I don't know who the fuck I'm shooting at. This give me an AK. Who am I, the AK person or the bomb squad? Well, tie a bomb to me and let me go out there and do it. Give my ass an AK and let me handle my business. Who goes to war in flip-flops? These motherfuckers is vicious. You go to fucking war in flip-flops. You vicious.
Driving the rebels out, but they would always return as soon as the Soviets moved away. This pattern was repeated throughout the country. In the east, near the border to Pakistan, the Mujahideen cut off access to the strategic airfield at Khost from the rest of Afghanistan.
What that sound like? They cut off the airfield. What that sound like? Afghanistan and Taliban cutting off airfields. They cut off our fucking airfield. That's in the skit tomorrow.
The siege of that city would last more than 8 years. In general, the war was becoming a stalemate. The Soviet strategy of search and destroy missions...
Our war was becoming a stalemate. Ain't that what they said we got to pull out? Is our war the same as the motherfucking Soviet Union war? Is it the same shit?
Combined with secret police operations, did achieve some successes, but did not pacify the country in the long run.
The United States said, well, we are God-fearing, Satan talking.
Ah, that's the Democrats.
And you Muslims are God-fearing, and the Soviet Union is godless.
Huh? They saying the United States is God-loving, Taliban is God-fearing, and Russia is godless. So we rather work with somebody who has some semblance of believing in God than work with a motherfucker who don't believe in God at all. Huh? So we rather work with Afghanistan to work against Russia because we don't want to work with Russia. Remember, this is the Cold War. They're using Afghanistan as a fucking tool, as a fucking whatever you want to call it. Huh, you take it. I'm the king. It's our country. No, it's your country. No, it's our rules. No, it's your rules. Huh? The United States. Should I have to rewind that? Do I got to rewind that? Let me rewind that.
Throughout the country. In the east, near the border to Pakistan,
the United States,
the Mujahideen cut off access to the strategic airfield at Khost from the rest of Afghanistan. The siege of that city would last more than 8 years. In general, the war was becoming a stalemate. The Soviet strategy of search and destroy missions combined with secret police operations did achieve some successes, but did not pacify the country in the long run.
The United States said, well, we are God-fearing, Satan talking.
God-fearing, Satan talking.
And you Muslims are God-fearing, and the Soviet Union is godless. So let's back the Mujahideen. So the CIA funneled money, weapons, infant to the Mujahideen.
Huh? Now who we channeling weapons and information and all that shit to now? The Taliban. And who the Hamideen gonna be against? Us. They're not beefing with Russia no more. They're talking to Russia. They're not beefing with China no more. They're talking to China. The only motherfuckers these motherfuckers don't like is us. And we gave them the weapons.
And those are ancient warriors. And they whipped the Soviet Union. And we could see the Soviets taking their tanks and getting out of there.
At least the Soviet Union took their damn tanks. The United States left their tanks, left their weapons, and got out of there. The Soviet Union was smart enough to take their tanks. How did Joe Biden not at least follow that plan? To take the tanks and the weapons. Give them to some allies. Let them fight. You got all kind of allies surrounding Afghanistan, but you don't want to give them shit. You gave all the technology to the Taliban. Same as back in the days. Instead of the Taliban, it was the Akamakadawa, whatever the fuck he said it is, the Jihad Dawa or whatever. But it wasn't the Taliban. Now it's the Taliban. Different fractions, the same fucking people.
And the Mujahideen were successfully able to recruit new members despite heavy losses. In 1986, the USA provided the Mujahideen with Stinger missiles, with which they could more easily shoot down Soviet planes.
Wait! They had recruitments because the United States was supplying them with weapons, and they felt like they was winning the war. What happened right now? They getting more recruitments, and they finna get recruitments because guess what? The world think the United States lost to Afghanistan. So of course they don't get more fucking recruits. Half the motherfuckers in Afghanistan is 25 or younger. They don't know nothing. They didn't know nothing about no 9/11, none of that shit. They didn't know about the defeat and all that shit. All they know is they got the upper hand. They got hostages. They got the world thinking they the elite. They got the whole world talking about them right now. They're the hottest thing on earth. They're the hottest topic. Of course they don't get some motherfucker. Remember back in the days, it was people flying from other countries that go to Afghanistan and fight. some from America, leaving America, going to other countries. This going to influence some motherfuckers, because if you're Muslim and you're in the United States and you're really into this shit and you see what the United States is doing to motherfuckers, you may have it in your sick mind like, wait a minute, I'm going to go fight a holy war. Even though I live in the United States, I must go fight a holy war because I believe in the Maka Haka Daka, whatever the fuck it is. So I got to go do it. It's not about the country. It's about my religion. So I'm going to leave the United States and go over there. This is what it's about. You keep fucking with these motherfuckers, and they're going to fuck with you back.
The effect these had is controversial. While Texas Congressman Charlie Wilson, the master...
Texas, remember Texas. I want you to remember Texas. In about 2 minutes, remember the word Texas.
Mind of the operation, maintained that it helped the Mujahideen to turn the tide of the war. British author Jonathan Steele maintains that it just made the Soviets change their emphasis to night raids, and that the decision to withdraw from Afghanistan was already made in 1985.
Huh? The decision to withdraw from Afghanistan was already made by Donald Trump. That's what Joe Biden said. But after he gave them the weapons, same fucking thing. Texas, remember the Texas senator gave them weapons. Texas.
In any case, by 1987, Soviet presence in the country was heavily reduced, in accordance with Mikhail Gorbachev's new foreign policy. Ultimately, the Geneva Accords of April 1988 laid out a one-year timeline for Soviet withdrawal.
Huh? A timeline? Who got a timeline? These motherfuckers, Taliban gave us a timeline. Oh, we're going out September 11th. No, you're not. You're going out August 31st. Am I saying, look, do history repeats itself? Am I good at fucking what? Am I good at what finding this shit? I just found this shit like within the last hour. You know what I'm saying? It's like one thing led to another. I'm like, oh shit, this shit sounds the exact same. If I was to do a skit, I would put everything that the Taliban has done and in Afghanistan and shit like that, and all the jihad, I will put every clip right next to a Joe Biden clip, because everything is the exact same thing. If I decide to do a skit on this shit, I'm going to go find all the Joe Biden shit about him giving the guns, about the jihad, about socialism, about communism, about all this old shit, and put it right next to these videos and let it play out.
By February 1989, the last Russian troops had left the country.
By August 31st? Oh, look. It sounds just like the shit going on right now.
The new Soviet-backed government in Kabul under Mohammad Najibullah.
Who the new government now? Backed under the Soviet Union? It's the Taliban.
Would not last long.
But what happened, America promised that when the Soviet Union was defeated, that they would help the Mujahideen build, rebuild.
Worried that the Taliban will get...
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This was not part of the skit, right? I accidentally skipped it, right? I got to go back. But this is the part I was telling you about when... it's crazy I came right here. This is the part I was telling you about when Joe Biden... This is in the skit I'm going to do tomorrow. Which Joe Biden is saying China is working with the Taliban.
Funding from China.
Oh, shit. I got to do like this. Let me do like this.
Well, China has a real problem with the Taliban, so they're going to try to work out some arrangement with Taliban, I'm sure.
China got a real problem with the Taliban. China got a real problem with the Taliban, right? But look what Joe Biden said right here. Watch what he say right here.
We have mortgaged our foreign policy. Everyone's out there going, oh my God, how in God's name? You know, the Chinese came here and the president didn't get anything. Guess what? They own us.
They own us. Joe Biden say the Chinese own us. Guess what? They own us. That's fucked up. They own us. Well, I'm like right here. I think I'm like right. Let me see. 92. I'm like right here somewhere.
Afghanistan cut off the poppy.
Oh no, right here.
America backed out.
Or the promise. America promised, right? America promised that they was going to help the Afghanistan people.
Defeated that they would help the Mujahideen rebuild.
Rebuild. Ain't that what this all about? Rebuild. Not rebuild in a democratic way. Help rebuild in our way. So when the Afghanistan or the Jihad or whatever defeated the United States, I mean the Russians, the United States didn't hold up to their end of the bargain. So hell yeah, you're gonna be mad. We done lost soldiers, right? We done what we were supposed to do. We done destroyed our country. We done fought a war for you motherfuckers in our country, right? And you motherfuckers gonna turn your back on us? Farrakhan finna tell the truth on what they did and why they done it.
Afghanistan. But America is not interested in building any nation that will be true to Islam.
Huh? Is he lying? If they gonna put their own policies, remember, they've been trying to build Afghanistan into an image of the United States for the longest, with the women and the schools and the learning and the voting and all that old shit, right? But they're not going to help the Afghanistan country become Afghanistan for Muslims. They're not going to sponsor that. The United States are not going to sponsor anything that doesn't represent what they believe in, or they fucking government system, or they kind of analogy of how people supposed to live, right? The United States, if you want, you can be good all you want to. You can be a Muslim, you can be a terrorist, you ain't got to blow shit up, you ain't got to do none of that. But if you don't believe what we believe in, and we're going to force our beliefs on you, right? And you rebel against our beliefs, you're a terrorist. And we're going to do shit to you as a terrorist. Right? We're going to blow shit up. We're going to send drones over there, blow churches up, blow mosques up, kill innocent kids, and all that shit in the name of this holy war. We're going to say we're sorry. No wonder why these motherfuckers want to strap bombs to themselves. You done went over there, you done dropped the bomb in the name, you done called me a terrorist, and have everybody believe I'm a terrorist. So when you drop a bomb on my motherfucking house and kill my kids, it's okay? How you can just drop a bomb and it's say, oh, that was terrorists. Oh, the drone struck a truck and killed 9 kids. Oh, but we killed 2 terrorists. Imagine how the parents of them kids feel. I wasn't in this shit, but you already called me a terrorist, right? And you treated me like a terrorist, and you just killed my fucking kid. Sign me up. Anybody would do that. You don't give a fuck if you outnumber, outgun, or anything, especially if you have in your mind that you already won. Conservatives understand how not all the way how they feel. Some conservatives understand how this terrorist shit and labeling shit affects people today. Because if you're not a terrorist, you're a racist. If you don't believe we're in, they always point the finger. If you don't believe what we believe in, you're something. You're a racist. You're a liar. You're something. You hate blacks. You hate Muslim. You're anti-Semitic. You're homophobic. You're something. The Democrats have a label for every single person that doesn't believe in what they believe in. If you don't believe in gay shit, you're homophobic. If you don't believe in voting shit, you're racist. If you don't like the laws and you're not a liberal, you're a terrorist. If you're black and you're a conservative, you're a sellout. Or if you're Larry Elder, you're a white supremacist. You're the face for the white supremacists. The left have something a label for every single person that don't believe what they believe in.
So once the Soviet Union was defeated, America backed out on its promise. The Soviet Union collapsed, and America became the only power in a unipolar world.
Whoa! Did you hear what he just said? Remember the Cold War? The superpowers, Russia, United States, Russia, United States. Ooh, the superpowers, the Cold War. Is it going to be a fight? Is it not going to be a fight? Who got the weapon? Who don't got the weapon? Who's going to be in charge? When Russia failed because of the Afghanistan war, who won? Afghanistan didn't win. The Taliban didn't win. The only motherfucker came out of that smelling like a rose is the United States. Huh? Let me wind it for you just a little bit. Let me wind it. I hope I don't wind it too fast, though. No. Don't wind it that far.
America backed out on its promise. The Soviet Union collapsed, and America became the only power in a unipolar world. Osama mad as hell.
Huh? You and me, look, Osama mad as hell. You mean to tell me I lost family members, soldiers? You paid me to come over here, this motherfucker, do a job. I done my job, and you break your promise on me? Okay. Do you know who the fuck we are?
The Mujahideen mad as hell.
Huh? I don't know who the Mujahideen is, but he mad as hell. He don't sound too friendly. You got two of these motherfuckers pissed off because you backed off on your promise. All you had to do is help them structure the government they wanted to structure, not the government you want to structure. You helped them defeat the Taliban. You gave them weapons. You used them, right, to defeat another world power, and then you backed up out of the deal you supposed to gave them that helped you out. You the only motherfucker that came out smelling like roses. You the only United States, the only country that came out winning. Of course, that's gonna put some Muslim off because guess what? You used us.
So a civil war broke out in Afghanistan between the warlords who control the poppy, the heroin traffic, you that snort and you that shoot up. Most of your heroin coming out of Afghanistan.
Listen, know some niggas who do heroin up in the crowd. All you niggas who smoke and all you niggas that shoot up. I'm letting you know where your heroin coming from. So it was a drug war, a civil war. When the Russians went out and the United States left and they couldn't form that Amaka whatever the fuck it is, guess what? They went to a civil war over poppy and drugs. Because they had no structure. They had no help from the United States. So guess what? It's about power now. And the most power in the Afghanistan is through poppy seeds and fucking oil.
So the Taliban arose in a civil war, and they win and conquer Afghanistan, cut off the poppy.
Huh? They take Afghanistan right now and cut off the airport. The airport is gone right now because they got hostages. They don't need the poppy when they got hostages. Did you hear what he said? They took over the whole Afghanistan. They done it once before. Joe Biden didn't think they can do it again. They done it in 2009, took over the whole fucking country against whatever the fuck opposing forces, Afghanistan, army, whatever the fuck it is, but they already took it over. They didn't have all the trained things that the United States gave them, but they already had a history of taking shit over. Why you didn't believe they'd do it again? Farrakhan smarter than the motherfucking president.
Now, let me tell you, did you know it ain't got nothing to do with the Taliban?
Despite officially making Afghanistan an Islamic state in 1990 and removing references to communism from the constitution, the war against the Mujahideen continued. And the government was even able to win a battle against the Mujahideen without direct Soviet help at Jalalabad. But when the USSR collapsed in December 1991, the Afghan government lost support, and many of its remaining supporters defected to the Mujahideen. In April 1992, Kabul fell to a force commanded by Ahmad Shah Massoud. As we all know, Afghanistan's troubles were far from over, with factional violence among the Mujahideen leading to yet another civil war, which ended with the rise of the Taliban in 1996.
1996, the rise of the Taliban. Remember, 1996, the rise of the Taliban. Because a year before 1996, guess what happened, y'all?
Ahmad Shah Massoud, who still controlled the north of the country, would be assassinated on September 9th, 2001, 2 days before the 9/11 attacks, which would trigger the war on terror and bring the Afghan conflict to its latest stage. The decades of war have left Afghanistan one of the poorest and least developed nations in the world. A third of the population was either killed or fled during the Soviet occupation.
A third of the country killed or fled.
And landmines have left many people with permanent disabilities. Comparing photographs taken in Kabul during the 1970s with those...
Woo-wee, that looked nice back then. Look, park, hotels and stuff. They got nice little kids, little jackets and shit. People riding bikes. They got in the same outfits the motherfucker had on in 2022.
Those taken today feels like looking at two completely different worlds.
Remember, 1996, y'all, because in 1996, after the Taliban was formed, before the Taliban was formed, guess what happened in 1995?
And women wearing burqas.
Oh, this is the wrong thing. Wrong part.
This thing that covered a woman all up. America acting like she's defending women. When you walk in the street with your behind out, ain't a damn soul saying nothing to you. But you gonna defend women in Afghanistan who cover, and you are uncovering your woman, making her look like a prostitute. Ain't nobody saying nothing to you.
And the men too. The men walking around here looking like a prostitute. How in the hell is you gonna, right, talk about giving rights to somebody else, another country, when you're taking rights from women over here? Look at the women rights, the transgender in sports, the sex, the transgenders in bathrooms, the transgenders in the beauty pageants and stuff like that, the transgender in women's sports. You're talking about protecting women's rights in other countries while you take away women's rights in this country. How is that possible? How you want to talk about women going to school and women doing this and women taking part of this and women being part of that, right? When you say it over here, women can't be a part of this, women can't be a part of that, because guess what? A man has took that woman's place. How is that for America? Give rights to another country, even though we fucking know they not, but take our rights. How? Give the little girl rights in Afghanistan. Take the little girl rights that's running track, a high school track in the United States. How does that work for women's rights? Like he's saying, you're talking about, you're letting these women cover their ass, talking about wet ass pussy all on TV. Little kids reading drag queen story time with motherfuckers twerking in their face. Men dressed like hoes, women dressed like hoes. Then you want to sit up here and talk about somebody else's morals and their fucking rights. Not to say that Muslim shit is right from the cover from head to toe, but Farrakhan finna even break it down even a little bit more than that about the covering of a woman.
He's not a defender of the modesty of women. He used that as an argument to sway the American people against the quote-unquote Taliban.
Woo! Hey, wait a minute. I gotta get a vote up here. How many people is liking Farrakhan on this video? I ain't saying if you liked him before. I ain't saying you gotta like him tomorrow. I'm talking about right now. What you thinking about Farrakhan right now? Is Farrakhan the truth or what? I may not like Farrakhan tomorrow. I may not like the nigga an hour ago. But right now, Farrakhan is speaking the truth. You gotta give it to him. How does Jim Costas walk down the street? You gotta give it to Farrakhan, y'all. Huh? Live free or die trying. Thumbs up to Farrakhan. Who else gonna give Farrakhan a thumbs up in his bitch? Huh? Farrakhan. What was that? Neil McClain. Boom! On Farrakhan. The truth. Who else gonna give Farrakhan some props up in his biatch? Huh? Since he's speaking the truth. Damn right he is. Sergeant Mo. That's my boy. Hey, Sergeant Mo. I'm sorry Sergeant Mo posted came out here and kicked it, and we posted and I done all kind of shit. And he was all at the beach, and I was all doing shows, and we kind of missed each other. But I gotta come out there, Sergeant Mo, my boy. Huh? Aaron, what up, Aaron? Farrakhan, we got John Harthout up in here. We got Leonard the Yoda up in this motherfucker. Everybody say Farrakhan is the truth up in this bitch. Huh? Norman Stanley Fletcher say Farrakhan is the truth up in this bitch. We're gonna link up Sergeant Mo. Is the truth up in this bitch? Oh, let me finish saying this.
You know what the word Talib means?
Student!
Means student. Taliban, the students of Allah, students of His word, students of His prophet, students of His way. They don't want nothing but God's way. That's the war that's going on in the world today.
Huh? Do you hear what he's saying? These people have a different belief system than the fucking government, than the fucking diplomacy. They have a belief in God. That is the strongest belief system, because if you believe you're fighting for God, you cannot fucking lose. No matter if you die, wounded, injured, maimed, there's no way you can fucking lose if you have it in your mind that you're fighting for God. You would do anything. Who more on this country, on this world, in history would you fight harder for than God? That's like saying if God came down right now and said, I need you to fight for me and don't worry about dying. I got you. You're coming home to a better place. You don't give a fuck about blowing yourself up, dying, anything, because you believe through your religion, through your practice, that you're going to a better place. And can't nobody tell you different. Not the United States, not Russia, not China, not anybody. The best thing the United States could have done then and now, right? I guess what the United States is trying to do now is back the fuck up and let them do their own thing. Back the fuck up and let them have their own government. But it's too late now, because you tried that. Now you're trying to back the fuck up and let them have the government, and it's not working because they already had in their mind you fucked over them. You fucked over once. Farrakhan said you fucked over them. You left them for stranded. You left them for dead. Said you was going to help them with their country, and you didn't do shit.
Is if you want to obey God over here, if you want to keep doing the mess that you're doing over here, and God intend to kill, you did not hear me, because you're not making no faggot out of the real God. wipe you from the face of the earth if you don't get your act together.
Now, imagine Farrakhan preaching to a gang, a group of soldiers or religious warriors or something like that, right? I'm not a Farrakhan fan, but that shit had me amped up. I'm pretty sure it had some of you amped up in here. Imagine somebody preaching that shit to a gang of extremists that believe the United States is evil, that believe that they are right, that believe that they are fighting a holy war. Just like they got these motherfuckers up, just like he can get you up, somebody else can get somebody else up that believe in the same thing the same way. If they believe they fighting a holy war, look what he's saying about God. The energy he's saying about the energy, the words, the dialect that he's saying about God, how the people just rose up like fuck.
Because you're not making no students of his way. They don't want nothing but God's way. That's the war that's going on in the world today. Is if you want to obey God, over here. If you want to keep doing the mess that you're doing over here, and God intend to kill, you did not hear me, because you're not making no faggot out of the real God. He will wipe you from the face of the earth if you don't get your act together. Now, damn it, he ain't playing with you.
Damn it, he ain't playing with you.
So America saw they wanted to build an 876-mile pipeline.
Pipeline. Remember pipeline? What did Joe Biden give to Russia? A pipeline. I can't make this shit up. He canceled our pipeline, but gave Russia one. I can't make this shit up. And what it was, remember I said 1996? Remember I said 1996? Keep that in mind. 1996.
From Turkmenistan through Afghanistan to Pakistan to the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea.
I don't know what kind of pipeline that Joe Biden gave the motherfucking Russians the okay to, you know what I'm saying? But it sounds similar to me. It sounds like the same shit. I'm not going to say it's the same shit, but it could be the same shit. But anyway, it's still a pipeline. How is it still about a pipeline? A pipeline then? And they okayed the pipeline now. They wanted the pipeline then. Just think about it. Joe Biden giving all these motherfuckers all their wishes. They wanted guns, weapons, they got it. They wanted cash, they got it. They wanted to become a government, they got it. Everything, they got.
They sent for the Taliban. They weren't talking about no burqas.
Huh? They sent for the Taliban. Did you hear what he said? They sent for the Taliban. They weren't talking about no burqas. Rewind it one more time. Just a little bit. United States sent for the Taliban. What we doing right now, we working with the Taliban then in the Biden administration. We're working with the Taliban now.
They wanted to build an 876-mile pipeline from Turkmenistan through Afghanistan to Pakistan to the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea. They sent for the Taliban. They weren't talking about no burqas. They met in Texas.
The Taliban met the United States in Texas. Remember I told you, Texas in 95. I told you, remember Texas in 95. The Taliban met in Texas. with the United States government.
Can you talk about the meeting of the Taliban in the United States?
Yes, before the attacks of 9/11, when the Taliban had first come to power in Afghanistan in the previous decade, the US was very interested in the possibility of working with them. At that time,
we was interested in working with the Taliban. We was interested in working with them. We wanted to work with the Taliban for pipelines.
They were interested in the possibility of negotiating routes for pipelines. We were talking about earlier the pipelines from the Caspian, the Central Asian region, and interested in that. And they saw the Taliban as someone they could work with. In fact, they made the explicit reference in the State Department meetings when the Taliban visited Washington, met with Ronald Reagan.
They met with Ronald Reagan, the Taliban. They were working with the Taliban to build pipelines all through the fucking country to get that money.
They came to Texas.
They came to Texas and
met with the Bushes.
Met with the Bushes.
Met with the Bushes. Met with Reagan. Met with the Bushes over pipeline. And guess who was the motherfucker that was? Guess who was the motherfucker that called the war on the Taliban? Remember, it was a drug deal gone bad. Remember, it started with the older Bush. It ended with the younger Bush. The Bushes met up with not one Bush, two Bushes met up with the Taliban.
There and talked about the Taliban as being just like the Saudis. I mean, these are the kind of people we can work with because we need people who are conservative, who believe in a strict application of Islamic law. This will create the kind of state we would be interested in.
They was willing to work with the Taliban because the Taliban is somebody the United States can work with. Huh? At first we were working with the Taliban. Then they became terrorists. Now we're working with them again? How is that possible?
In 1997, Unocal, a Houston-based company bidding to build the pipeline,
of which, hey, I want to see who get it. What senator had money inside of that operation, inside of that pipeline company? What senator? As a senator Donald Trump do not like. What senator has stock inside of that pipeline in Afghanistan? I'll give you a hint. It's a senator Donald Trump don't like. Donald Trump talk about the nigga all the time. He ain't no motherfucking hero to me. Huh? Who has stock in the gas company? Oh, wait, let me see who gonna guess it. Let me see who gonna guess who has stock inside of the Afghanistan oil company with the Taliban. Huh? Who gonna guess it? McCain. Miranda Stevens said McCain. Get looking out, Miranda. I was waiting on it. McCain is a motherfucker who has stock in the pipelines.
Your former Vice President Cheney is a stockholder.
My bad, Dick Cheney. My bad. I said McCain. It's Dick Cheney. My bad. Miranda.
So do you think that the Afghan war was linked somehow to trying to secure access to these pipelines?
Not directly. The other things happened in between. And of course, there was a longer history before that of the US involvement in Afghanistan and the funding of the Mujahideen, the variety of Islamic groups prior to the rise of the Taliban, in order to try and bring down a government that it felt was too friendly to the Soviet Union and to try and embroil the Soviet Union in conflict in the region, which it successfully did. In those days, it's U.S. policy.
U.S. policy. Remember, U.S. policy to engage in shit. U.S. policy. We made some fucked up policies.
Didn't Zbigniew Brzezinski famously say
exactly, we want to embroil the Soviets in their own Vietnam.
And when asked what about supporting the Mujahideen, he said, what's a few riled up Muslims?
Exactly. And that was the policy in those days. And then even today, of course, we see in a variety of places around the world, the US is very happy working with conservative Islamic forces.
Conservative Islamic forces. We only work with some Muslims, not all. Remember, it's a lot of Muslims over there. We work with some and we kill other ones. We helping motherfuckers in the jihad against other. Look, if you Muslim and we like you, we won't kill you. But if you Muslim and you Muslim and we like you, won't kill you. But if you're not Muslim and we don't like you, you're a terrorist and we have the right to kill you.
Where they can come to power at the expense of more progressive groups that might threaten the kinds of interests the U.S. has in the region.
Take it home, Farrakhan.
You know, goddammit, you know, what angers the hell out of me is the damn punctified preachers and leaders who know the truth but won't speak it for fear that something bad is going to happen to them. If you know the truth, speak it. And if you gotta die, damn it, die on the truth that you're a man enough to speak.
Die on it. So look, so when conservative, even he's speaking about that, it still relates to us, right? If like people always ask me like, why do you keep on doing the videos, right? Why you keep on doing videos if you're gonna take down your page? They're gonna fuck with your money, right? Even though I'm losing money, it's not about the money. It's about the message. You know what I'm saying? And if I gotta go broke or die or where the fuck I gotta do, it's I feel comfortable because I feel like I'm doing some good for my country by delivering a message and giving people information that they probably won't get or they probably won't receive because everybody else is scared to do this information or scared to get their pages blocked or scared to lose a page or lose their numbers and shit. I'm not scared. If I gotta sacrifice a page, so fucking be it to get the truth out. You know what I'm saying? What use is it if I have all this information, all this knowledge, and all this shit, and I don't share it? I keep it to myself. There's no use in having it. So give it, spread it. Maybe you can tell somebody. You can tell somebody. Maybe I talked about something you didn't know. You know. But what good is it in spreading it? If, like I said, if I gotta lose a page, even though I'm like when I have my page, I'm hurting financially right now, but you don't hear me complaining, you don't hear me crying, you don't hear me begging, you don't hear none of that shit. All I do is keep on working because eventually it's gonna kick back up. Eventually, if I work hard enough, my numbers gonna kick back up, my finances gonna kick back up, and all that shit. But if I have to lose a page, you know what I'm saying, and I sacrifice, so be it, because it's for a greater cause. Just like somebody going to war, somebody going to save somebody as a police officer, a soldier, a firefighter, anything. You know what I'm saying? If you have to be willing to sacrifice because that's what truth is. It's sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? It's you have to be willing to be different. You have to be willing to stand up. You have to be willing to be a man, right? That's why you see a lot of people that talk a lot of shit. Right, and I tell people like when I be on other people's pages and you see trolls inside of the chat, I tell the troll, they probably say I'm stupid or I'm illiterate or whatever, right? And I tell them I'd rather be stupid than a coward because I get on here whether I'm right or wrong and stand behind what I believe in. You're sitting on a computer, right, and you're judging me. And you're scared to come on and allow me the opportunity to have a dialogue with you so I can see what you think and you can see what I think and we can have a conversation. But it's easy to criticize somebody from afar when you don't have the fucking heart to get on here and stand behind your word. So I would rather be a fucking idiot than a fucking coward. You know what I'm saying? Because a coward can get more fucking done than an idiot. Because a coward, a idiot is not a fucking afraid. He don't know no fucking better. A coward is scared. He's always gonna be on. He always gonna be conscious. He always gonna be careful. An idiot don't know no fucking better, right? So when somebody tell me, hey, why you keep doing this? You ain't making no money. Why you can't keep doing this? I'm an idiot. I don't know no fucking better but to keep on working. Like a bee with wings. Like a bee ain't supposed to fly with the wings he got. But ain't nobody told the bee. So guess what? The bee keep on flying because he don't know no fucking better. I keep on telling jokes and spreading awareness and spreading the truth because I don't fucking know no better. I'm an idiot. And that's what idiots do. Spread the truth. Whether they like it or not. Back to Farrakhan. And that part one more time.
Happened to them.
Hear that one more time. I was powerful.
What?
I was powerful. The truth.
You know, goddamn it, you know. What angers the hell out of me is the damn punctified preachers and leaders who know the truth but won't speak it for fear that something bad is going to happen to them. If you know the truth, speak it. And if you gotta die, damn it, die on the truth that you're a man enough to speak. All right, I'm almost there. They invited the Taliban to visit them and government officials in Texas. And dressed in traditional garb, the high-ranking delegation was given VIP treatment during the four-day stay. So don't look at VIP treatment by your former slave masters and their children as some kind of sign now.
Huh? Think about this, right? You gave these people 4-star treatment, even though you used them. You used them and brought them in as fucking optics to make yourself look good and promise them something and then don't deliver. And then you want, like he said, you want to be up in there with your kids and all this social while you done bomb their kids dead, their kids can't go to school, their kids can't get an education, their kids can't get clean drinking water, but you want to bring us up in this motherfucker and show off all the shit you got while I'm sleeping on dirt rocks?
That they have changed. If you keep that teaching in your head as you deal with your former slave masters and their children, they won't be able to deceive you. But if you ever forget and begin to think that your 400-year-old enemy under the trick called integration has now become your friend, if you ever lose your knowledge, then the enemy will deceive us again. Can the devil fool a Muslim? Really? Some of you are already deceived.
Whoa, that was powerful by Farrakhan, right? But like I say, tomorrow
It's a betrayal of the most sacred duty we bear as a nation.
We got to get in this.
I'd like to start today by briefly addressing what I consider to be a horrifying revelation in the New York Times.
And this is what you get when you have weakness in the White House. You can't have weakness in the White House.
Like the president, make no mistake about it. Vladimir Putin will be confronted and will impose serious cost on Russia, Afghanistan, or anywhere overseas. And I'm quite frankly outraged by the report.
Look, oh, man.
But they should never, 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 ever face a threat like this.
Anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. I got to work on this skit tomorrow. It was nice talking to y'all, but I got to get up out of here. But remember this, right? And I'm going to go prove it on this skit too, right? Remember this. It's been the Democratic Party that's been fucking up this whole system. The Democratic Party, right, is the party that made up the Jim Crow laws, right? Let me listen to this part right here. Let me listen to this part right here. Where this part at? Where this part at? The Democratic Party is the ones that invented the Jim Crow laws, right? Look at this right here.
Senate Bill number 60 was a bill to give African Americans 40 acres and a mule. It was a done deal. Talking about reparations today, had the Democratic president at that time signed the bill into law.
Signed the bill into law.
Democratic President Andrew Johnson vetoed Senate Bill 60. That's why we're still talking about reparations today.
Huh? Because the reparations would have been passed if it wasn't for the Democrats. Huh? Jim Crow, all that shit would have been passed. How was it the same party that took away the shit claimed that they're trying to give you the shit again? Then you got this bitch right here. Listen to this. Look at this.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
Right? Look, nothing for black folks. Black folks don't get nothing. What a Barack Obama? I had the Barack Obama up in here somewhere. What a Barack Obama one at? He up in here somewhere. Black people don't get nothing. Nothing from white Democrats. They claim it. Look what they think about it. Look, I have to put this in, right?
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans.
It's doomed, not just because of African Americans. That motherfucker said it's doomed, right? Now look what he say. Now look, do this sound? I'm gonna do this last part, and I'm out of here, right? Do this sound the exact same? Do it sound like he's talking about the exact same people in the exact same circumstance?
The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. But they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants, but they have great ideas. We think, no, we're going to dumb it down. They can do anything anybody else can do given a shot.
That nigga is racist. We got to dumb it down. They don't have lawyers. White kids are just as smart as black kids. Oh, my God. Black kids. Oh, this nigga right here, man. This nigga right here. I'm going to have fun with this kid tomorrow, man. I'm up out of here, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and this skit gonna go on if you ain't subscribed yet, this skit is going on the line. Oh, look, I was looking up Senate Bill 60. I was trying to do some research on that. You know what I'm saying? Senate Bill 60 to find out. You know, once I do something, I got to find out what's the racist slavery history up in it. But this I'm gonna start doing it on this page right here. If you ain't subscribed to this page, go to Black Rosebud. It's been a Black Rosebud. I didn't say no Black Ron. I got a Black Rosebud. Boom. It's a Justice Smollett. Boom. Go to this page right here. That skit is going on this page right here. So go ahead and go on this page right here. If you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this page. this skit is going on that page. You don't want to miss it. It's going up tomorrow. If you don't want to miss it, God says, I suggest you subscribe because it won't be on this page if you're watching it right now. It'll be on the other page. I'm gonna be out this bitch. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. My boy D and my homegirl Monica Lisa. Yeah, I promise I would do that shit tomorrow. I was just trying to hold another game show. I could send shit off at once, but I said, fuck it, I can't go on the street. I was trying to do something else, but I'm gonna send some stuff out tomorrow. You feel me? But I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. I'm out there, the bitch.